Slippy Toad, the most hated character in the Starfox universe, best known for this.
Fox, get this guy off me!
But what if I told you he is the most important member of the Starfox team? You're probably thinking two things. I must be kidding, and wait, Slippy is a boy? Yup, another one of those classic cases of a cartoon boy being voiced by a woman. Only in the two GameCube games was Slippy voiced by a man, being Chris Seaver in Star Fox Adventures and Mike McCullough in Star Fox Assault, the latter of which is probably the best fit ever for Slippy. But how on earth is Slippy useful in any way whatsoever? You don't want to know at all, but I'm gonna tell you. Slippy Toad is canonically the mechanical genius of the Starfox team, responsible for creating and upgrading the robot Rob, who oversees all operations aboard the team's home ship, the Great Fox. Without Slippy, there would be no R-Wing, no Landmaster, no Blue Marine, no Gyro Wing, no Roadmaster, and no weapons of any kind. Slippy literally invented them all. That sentence alone is all the proof needed to say without Slippy Toad, Star Fox wouldn't exist. Star Fox Assault on the GameCube even goes as far as to call Slippy the team mascot, meaning he is the figure to bring all luck and fortune to the group of elite pilots. And fitting right alongside that idea of a mascot, did you know that Shigeru Miyamoto is on record for saying Slippy is his favorite character of the bunch? Disregarding, of course, the immense symbolism of the fox in Japanese culture. But while we're looking at this Star Fox Assault instruction manual with its beautiful design, check out what Slippy's packing! He's often cited as being a terrible pilot, which is no surprise. But according to this game, he's the best of all the members inside a Landmaster tank, has a bonus of the fastest charging blaster, has the highest jump, and the highest amount of stamina. Compare him to Falco, the so-called ace pilot of the team. Falco has the worst stamina possible and really only redeems himself in R-Wing skill. Fox is even a better pilot than Falco. Granted, this is one game in the franchise and strictly for multiplayer balancing, but this is research, son! Nowadays, they don't even make instruction booklets because the world is complete garbage. Get your daily dose of nice artwork and graphs. Oh yeah, feel that tingling sensation. Alright, but you may be saying, when exactly has Slippy ever held his own if not player controlled in any Star Fox game? 95% of the time he's crying for help, right? Well, yeah, kind of. But wrong! Slip has proven himself as a driving force for decision making, invented game changers on the fly to carry the team to victory, and has even pulled up his bootstraps and kicked butt when the time called. Most notably in Star Fox Adventures, Assault, and Command, as well as in the anime short created to advertise Star Fox Zero at launch. Let's quickly run through a list of his accomplishments and defining moments, all of which happened after Star Fox 64. You know, back when they actually tried to push the series forward with new material. Before all that hit the proverbial fan. Damn that fan. In Star Fox Adventures, Slippy's role was minimal, like everybody else except for Fox, since the game was only concerned with Fox. But Slippy arguably had the most important influence in Fox's success. He invented a translator so they could understand the dinosaurs, and even translated himself while the translation device was not yet operational. Aside from that, he just always knew what to do next, dropping hints for Fox on how to solve the most current dilemma. In Star Fox Assault, Slippy works with his father, Beltino Toad, in learning more about the Aperoid species invading the Lilat system, and even makes the call for the next destination at one point. He also got a chance in the spotlight in Mission 3 as he was on foot with Fox inside a space colony to destroy enemy transfer devices. Of course, a lot of his effort is left to your imagination, as always is the case with Star Fox, unfortunately, but it's there. Maybe one day they'll finally make a Star Fox game that lets you control every pilot in play with the press of a button, or at least create outstanding AI to work alongside. And I mean, come on, Nintendo. Nintendo Switch? The whole concept is switching. You have a D-pad that has 4 directions. There are 4 pilots of the Star Fox team. Maybe pressing one of these buttons might make you switch to one of the other pilots. Aw, but that would be too hard. But anyway, the biggest showing of Slippy's standalone combat capability is in Star Fox Command on the Nintendo DS. Depending on the choices made within the game, Slippy will break away from Fox and go solo in an effort to protect the love of his life, Amanda. It becomes a 2-frog effort to save the planet Aquas, completely separate from Fox and everyone else. And the beautiful thing that Star Fox Command got right, which I know is hardly anything, but it's the ability to play as literally everyone in the Star Fox universe that is able to fly a plane, and each character has a unique R-Wing or other fighter. Slippy has a modded R-Wing called the Bullfrog that has ridiculous defensive abilities and a very powerful primary laser to make up for its slow speed and maneuverability. So in the final moments of the war effort, Slippy stands like a rock, as any good man would, with only one purpose: to protect Amanda, and he succeeds with no problem, without the help of anybody he's ever known in his life. Dude's a beast. Upon the victory, he marries Amanda and just sends a short thank you to Fox, but otherwise abandons Starfox to live out his days on Aquis, as a husband and a father to many children, one of whom grows up to be in a new Starfox iteration alongside Fox's son Marcus McCloud. Yeah, it's as crazy as you think. Starfox Command is a pessimistic disaster that ruins Starfox in nearly every possible ending, but nevertheless, that game stands as Slippy's most competent and mature outing. Dude's a beast. Finally, in the anime short The Battle Begins, the story of Star Fox Zero is elaborated upon, where the reason for the team's victory is once again due to Slippy Toad. This time, Slippy creates a distraction weapon with samples of General Pepper's fur to ward off the enemies tracking him, creating a window for the team to safely blast everything and not harm the General. So there you go. Ample evidence to support Slippy Toad's immense purpose and worth as a Star Fox pilot. It's probably even safe to say he is the most important one, given that every single weapon and vehicle ever used was invented by him, and only he manages the upkeep of it all, while still making time to fly alongside the rest, even if he trips up more often than the others. He's basically the Donatello of the Star Fox team. His brain, handiness, and silly sense of humor make for one likable dork frog. And I do like my dork frogs. And armed with some cluster grenades, a jetpack, and his blaster, you never know what he could pull on even the most finessed fighters. It's no wonder Fox thinks of him as a dear friend, and hopefully you too now think better of the little guy. I'm Bill from Good Old Days Gaming, and thanks for watching.